Welcome to The Smart Move. I'm Brandy Rose July, your realtor and financial educator, and I'm so glad you're here. This podcast is all about helping North Texans make smarter moves through practical conversations about real estate, financial education, local life, business, and the decisions that we shape where and how we live. Today, I'm joined by Tommy Toney, a longtime North Texas real estate professional with years of experience, hundreds of transactions under his belt, and a strong background in negotiation, strategy, and problem solving under pressure. Tommy has seen the business from multiple angles over the year, and I'm excited to have him here for a real conversation about experience, resilience, and what it looks like to step back into real estate in today's market. Tommy, welcome to the Smart Move.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
How are you? Thanks for having me.
Good. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, you bet. This is so cool. I'm definitely looking forward to hanging and chatting and
Yeah.
man, let's give them some good info.
That's right. So start off and tell our listeners a little bit about your background and your journey in real estate.
Okay. So I started in real estate in 2008. I sold a lawn and landscape company in '06. I had a lawn and landscape company for 10 years, and sold my company. Started um, getting my real estate license, and I worked for a buddy of mine in landscape for another year while I was getting ready. Anyway, '08 worked like worst time ever to get into real estate. Anyway, so imagine I decided that for me it was I have an opportunity to help handle and negotiate most people's most expensive investment that they'll ever make in their life. And I thought that was just so fantastic back then. As a 30-year-old,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man, I felt that's where it was, and I was able to get in, and I got my license, and I started off with Coldwell Banker Apex here in Rockwall. Funny story, when I got my license and I was looking for brokers, I made 3 phone calls to brokers slash managers, whatever. Made 3 phone calls. I got 1 phone call back, and the 1 phone call that I got back was from Coldwell Banker Apex. And at that point, I didn't know any better. I joined them just because.
Yeah.
So I think the very first lesson that I learned in real estate in April of 2008, communication, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
Truth.
And
Anyway.
In any relationship and job.
All of it.
Yeah.
So it applies to real estate as well. So
yeah.
Anyway, man, that got me into real estate. And here we go. 18 years later, I've been super blessed and super thankful, and had the ability to really help hundreds and hundreds of clients, and man, it's just been so fantastic. So
That's
that
good.
was my segue.
Yeah.
In like the worst market ever.
Yeah. Hey, it's like me joining in 2025 last year. Same thing. It's like slow year. Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
For sure. So when you look back at the volume of experience, what have those deals taught you that newer agents may not understand yet, besides communication?
Sure. Okay. Hey, to me, communication part of it's 1 and 1A in my mind. The transactions in general, I'm going to say this: knowledge of the contracts, knowledge of the addenda, the ability to know and understand and present and negotiate in that way based on the facts. The Texas Real Estate Commission and Texas Realtor,
the forms.
We've got a couple of different forms, but I'm telling you, it's like anything. It's preparation over presentation. If you prep and know those documents, I promise you, if you know that information, it immediately makes you a better negotiator
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people don't. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's the education part of it, and I'll promise you, I dove in. I dove in for a year or two,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know them all like the back of my hand,
Mm-hmm.
but
They keep
I
changing them.
well they do. Oh my
Like, just when I
God!
think I know one, they're like, here's a new one. Like, now they move
Yes.
12A to whatever
Hey,
here,
I
and now
was
the addendums are all different.
I know
Like,
I was reviewing a lease contract, a lease agreement yesterday,
mm-hmm.
and it had been a minute, but something that was on page 4 previously is now on 2. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's all great, but yeah, the evolution of the docs is fantastic. But staying on top of that and knowing,
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, that newbies out there for real,
Yeah.
know the product, man. You know
Yeah.
what? Know the limitations, know the guidelines, know the
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah.
This applies to buying a home as well for your lenders.
Mm-hmm.
Any and all of it. Communication, 1A.
Yeah.
Take the time and learn those documents. I swear
Mm-hmm.
it has. I don't know that it's made me more money. You know what it has done? It's protected my clients better
Mm-hmm.
under any and every circumstances. Because we all make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
We're not perfect, but man, knowledge of if then or a question and knowing,
Yeah.
or having the support from your broker. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, Brandy.
Yeah, for sure. So, talk to us a little bit about the latest adventures in returning to real estate recently, especially in this slower market.
Yeah.
How's it going? Have you been able to just jump back in and get busy, or
Oh no, no.
people
Well,
are?
I did jump back in, but I've not been busy.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being real,
Yeah,
um,
it's still slow.
it is. Yeah, the market. It reminds me of '08. I
Mm-hmm.
swear to you, when I got in, people are like, "Why in the heck are you getting into real estate?"
Right now,
I mean,
yeah.
on the other end of subprime mortgage
Mm-hmm.
and all of them. I'll give you one quick story. I was in 40. This was probably '09, 2010, early on in my career. And I remember vividly sitting in a kitchen with a woman in Heartland. She had bought her house in '06, subprime, or yeah, right before it all. Anyway, she needed to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat at her kitchen table with her for an hour. And at the end of it, I said, "Miss Seller, I need you to know that your $140,000 home at the time, those are all worth, 260, 280, that doesn't matter, but I need you to know." And I don't remember the exact number, but I just sit in front of her and say, "Hey, I personally am not interested in listing your home. You want to know why? Because if you sell it right now, I have a question for you. Do you have $6,000 to bring to closing to sell? You're not going to make any money." I
Yeah.
go, "What?" Wait a minute, wait a minute. I went,
Mm-hmm.
man, Brandy, I did that on multiple occasions back then.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's like, okay, once you sell, where are you going? Because you're not going to get
well,
money from this
well,
deal. You're just going to have
you
no place to live. Like,
typical humans,
yeah.
whether you're a single person or a family of 6, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We've all got budgets. We all have money or however much we do or don't. But, the traditional real estate transaction, I'm a listing agent. I come meet with you. We look at the comps. I show you that the values have gone down a few years after you got a suspect, potentially a suspect
Mm-hmm.
mortgage.
Yeah.
Understand, hey, things happen, but I'm sitting in front of you and telling you that you're going to have to bring 5 grand, 6 grand, 10 grand. I promise you, I presented all of those scenarios within a couple of year period when people were attempting to sell.
Mm-hmm.
I was brand new. I didn't know, but I was being real. I'm not going to tell someone, "Oh, yeah, heck yeah, man, I ended up not listing homes like that when
Mm-hmm.
when homes like that did get listed,
Mm-hmm.
and they just sat there and there's frustration. But
Mm-hmm.
man, you fast forward, 15, 16 years,
Yeah.
for me after that, and to me, here's the difference. I feel like there's going to be some of that, with people that didn't get to take advantage of the interest rates in the pandemic. But think about this, because I personally, in 2021, I'll reference two. I had two buyers, one on probably a 380, and then one on probably a 450. Both of them had to pay $50,000 above list to get that three-ish, percent interest rate
Oh,
back then.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So some of those people in 21,
Mm-hmm.
because in my mind, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, maybe it's evolved, it doesn't matter. But where I cut my teeth was the typical homeowner or the person who buys a home,
Mm-hmm.
6, 7 year trade up.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of way. It was kind of that for a minute, for a decade. It was, most people stick around 6, 7 years, or that's a percentage.
Yeah.
Think about that, man. Those that bought in 2020, 2021 with
Mm-hmm.
those great interest rates.
Yeah. They
So
haven't
man,
made any equity in the house.
no, absolutely, there's no equity,
Mm-hmm.
because the market's gone down and they overpaid. But think about this: those people, and they're buried too.
Mm-hmm.
But if they want to get out, I feel like potentially market's going to be even more flooded. Interest rates don't catch up, to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's potentially, a tough situation for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man. After that amount of time, it's been fun to see it, because heck, we had some amazing years as well.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, man, some of the top dogs out here, they're all still making plenty of money. Good for them. But days on market increasing, it reminds me of 08,
Yeah.
09, 2010. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's tough stuff.
Yeah. So, one thing that makes your story really interesting is that while stepping back into real estate, you've also been working in the Spark delivery environment, which is very real time and high performance driven. What has that experience taught you about patterns, timing, adaptability, and also applies to real estate?
Wow, man, that's a great question. So for for those that may not know, Spark is Walmart delivery.
Right.
Okay, grocery delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, couple of different options there. I don't work for Walmart. It's like DoorDash or Uber.
Yeah.
It's the same
Same
exact
thing.
concept.
Gig.
It's with
Yeah.
groceries,
Yeah.
typically,
Yeah.
or Walmart items. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
um, that has been super interesting. I started that in November, just as a side hustle. I mean, real estate's been tough for me personally, anyway. So I was
Mm-hmm.
out there humping it. But man, it's the market there. It's so volatile as well,
Mm-hmm.
just like real estate.
Yeah.
And so for me, since November, I actually checked it this morning. I've done like 970 trips
Mm-hmm.
since November. So when you mention patterns, and just I get to see the same things over and over
Yeah.
again. They
See, like
start
when the
connecting.
busy times
Yeah,
and slow
they
times,
start
and
connecting dots.
like, oh, I need to
So
be available on Fridays at 3 because it's
well,
always busy or something.
hey, that is so. Yeah, have you done anything like that?
Yeah, I've done like a DoorDash and
Sure.
Uber
So
Eats.
with what you said, you get it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, it's so perfect, because yeah, it's app based, and trust me, they're gonna send you a 15-mile trip, and they're gonna pay you $8. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're patient and you learn the algorithm, and I don't know, let's connect the dot with learning real estate documents, learning as many forms as you can, so
Mm-hmm.
that you can utilize them to the best of, well, it's for my ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for real estate, it's for our client's ability.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
anyway, but it's the same thing. So,
Yeah.
and learning that algorithm, you bet.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been able to do is learn exactly when to work. Exactly when to work.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm gonna take a break from noon to 1 pretty much every day. Because at noon, for me, what I watch on a regular basis, just like any other market,
Yeah.
um, I'm seeing, okay, let's call it a lot of inventory. Let's call it supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
At noon, man, those fools will throw out the worst offers ever.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? They also put you on a time clock. You get 55 seconds to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to look through, see where you're going, how many items, where are they located. I pick up at the pickup area. I also do shops for people.
Mm-hmm.
If I get an offer, I will go in and shop for their exact items.
Okay.
There's also pharmacy.
Okay.
There's tips involved on some things, and learning that to be more efficient.
Yeah. I like, oh, if I don't get tips for pharmacy, but I do for the other, then, you know, take advantage.
Hey, you know what? You like talking finance too?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, from a financial perspective, and this is not one of my strong suits. However, to me, with Spark, I've diversified my portfolio there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got guaranteed money. I've got opportunities for me to shop and earn some tips because the entitlement for tips these days, don't even get me started, but we're going to have fun with that. Man, Spark has been so fantastic because it's kind of like the MLS in some ways. You know, you get on there, I'm running a search, I see property A and B. Property A's been on the market for, let's just call it 167 days. Property B's been on the market for 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do you figure it out? What do you look at? You know, where's the comps? Anyway, so yeah, Spark for me has been it's been amazing. To make a few extra bucks. It doesn't pay the bills, but you know what? It is fast paced.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and again, when you connect the dots between real estate and Spark, let's say, real estate for me, it's client centric every time. For me, I don't care.
Well, and you have to like jump on it too. If somebody's wanting to look at a house right now or whatever, you can't just be like, well, let's go next week. Like you got to do, you got to make yourself available within the next 24 to 48 hours to go do the thing,
So a Spark algorithm on that app, you better perform or you're going to be left with breadcrumbs or less. So yeah, I'm glad you asked that because that is a really cool connector in some ways. That a lot of people may not understand, so hopefully it kind of gives some insight with different opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. What feels most different about the business now compared to the earlier years? We're talking about back to real estate and the customers that are clients that are out there right now. What are you seeing?
Okay, this one's great. All right, I'm going to show you with my hands. 08 through 12, 13, 14. Okay, here's what it was. Okay, it was you and I as agents or whatever communicating and negotiating.
Yeah,
it was pretty close. It was workable in so many ways. Like we can get through this. Let's call that 2010, 2012. All right. Now let's call it 2024. Post pandemic, seller mentality. I'm getting 50 grand extra. Okay? They haven't forgot that, Brandy.
Yeah.
I promise you. But now, as the market has shifted, the buyers realizing that in most cases, I think I would agree. I'm no expert.
Mm-hmm.
I watch it. The buyers, yeah, it's a buyer's market.
Yeah.
So think about this, Brandy. 50 grand extra in seller mind, 35 grand less in buyer mind. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's not an A to B anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this has turned into this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the length that we have to go through now
To get the seller and the buyer on the same
correct
term,
to
right?
meet on in the evolution over, let's call it a decade, whatever. The from here, roadblock here, 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 here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. A bunch of agents, in my opinion, I can only say this because I went through it. I've had negotiations with agents
Mm-hmm.
that I feel they don't care about anything other than getting that check, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it together. Let's hurry up. Let's get the closing and whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
now, think NAR, think commissions. Sellers don't have to pay. You know, they never had to pay it, but they don't have to pay any of it. They don't have to offer any of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so seller, buyer, agents. It's to me, it's still fantastic. It's still lucrative. There's plenty of money to be made. There's plenty of clients to satisfy
Mm-hmm.
and really protect them. But I'm gonna use an easy number.
Mm-hmm.
If my commission was $5,000 in 2010, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I made good money there. My $5,000 commission in 2024, double the work, triple the work, lack of communication.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even get me started there overall from a business perspective and the level of service and lack of communication on everyone. And when I say everyone, man, I'm not talking to you specifically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's par for the course, man.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the challenges, and then now picture this: newbie agents that don't know the documents and the forms.
Yeah.
How the heck are you going to overcome 5 objections when you may or may not be qualified or prepared or have the reps or the understanding? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, and it's not to beat anybody up. It's just reality, man.
Yeah.
And I think overall the quality has just gone down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's bad, and please, I don't want anyone to think that I'm like bashing you or me or Joe Blow agent down the road. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's just different now, and the quality is not where it was in call it 2010
Mm-hmm.
for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the buyers that I'm seeing right now have expectations here but budget here.
Sure.
And but like what you said, because they're thinking, oh, the seller's going to pay for this, seller's going to pay for that, and it's like, no.
Well,
they may or may not, and you know, it depends. And if they don't have any equity in the house, they can't afford to pay the other commission and all that because they don't want to have to bring $5,000 to the table for closing when you're selling your house.
When you do the prep work,
yeah,
on the seller, you don't know the seller's. If you're representing a buyer, like
right,
you stated,
yeah.
If you're looking at the seller and checking out tax rolls and looking at equity, did they refi? Are there any liens?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, with all that stuff, and then you drive by their house and and there's missing shingles, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or there's something going on, but you bet, man, the seller's going to get top dollar for that.
Yeah.
Right? No.
No.
They're
Yeah.
not. But that's okay too. It's simply more difficult in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that overall, the lack of knowledge and understanding and abilities and reps and transactions to go from rookie to, a Cy Young winning pitcher,
Yeah.
if you like baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to put in the work, man. And putting in the work now is double time because there's more to it, man. And to me, there's just simply more roadblocks at this point. It makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
And to close that out, I'd say in the past 3 weeks, I've had a couple of conversations with good agents, good friends of mine, just talking shop and talking the market overall. And what they're experiencing as well. And it's unfortunate, but it's not everyone. The experience on closing day,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it's more of a 50-50 on whether it's a good one or a bad one. Experience overall.
Yeah.
Let's call it 30 days for a traditional, contract
Close.
to close.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's call it that 30 days. I swear, what I'm hearing is the closing day experience isn't what it was a decade ago. And there's plenty of good ones, plenty of amazing people and everyone out there. But when you connect two realtors, a buyer and a seller, connect a lender, connect a title company, connect an inspector. I'm gonna show out here, but if the property was constructed prior to '82 around here, you better have a sewer line inspection because it's probably cast iron, and with the soil and the clay base and anything here, those sewer lines, I promise you,
they're gonna have to be they're gonna have to be replaced at some point.
Gone, in some situations. Anyway, there's so many factors and so many parameters and so many people. But that's the only way to conduct and complete and finalize a real estate transaction. You gotta have a bunch of moving parts, man. If one person is not working, if they're not working well, or
they break the link in the chain, right? If they're taking forever, not responding, it doesn't matter which part. We all have to communicate quickly and efficiently.
Absolutely. And it's no fault. I mean, I'm not judging anyone, but it's just what happens, man. And that 30 days, that's supposed to be one of the coolest, experiences of your life.
It can be stressful.
2 different agents, 2 high producing agents, independently, separate conversations. They told me the same thing. I connect those dots because I trust their experiences and opinions. So again, it's not bad, but man, people, they better start communicating. They should consider, not better, you do whatever the heck you want. Consider communicating on a level, man, that protects our clients, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So if you have a buyer shopping, in a lower budget, right? They want to find under 200,000.
Okay,
yeah, they want to find something under 200,000.
Sure.
How can you help set their expectations once they're out there? They're going to go out and shop. They're going to see some fixer-uppers of different levels. I guess when you have shoppers, buyers like that, how do you help set their expectations a little better when they're like, oh, no, this needs too much work. And it's like, well, then you going to have to consider raising your budget or more down, or, something's got to change, right? Like, yeah.
That's a fantastic question, man. Okay. I'm going to give you something to that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Expectations there. Let's assume we're talking finance transaction.
Yeah.
And at that price point, let's also assume potentially FHA, USDA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then that's when
little or no cost down.
That's where I'm running into a problem with these buyers. Is like they want an FHA loan for 150,000 for a house that's doesn't need a lot of work, and it's like these things don't happen, right? Like you're gonna have that, then you might have to do a conventional loan or something, right?
And see, yeah, because in this situation, I don't know, there's 5 to 7 different things to consider. You know, money down, you know, all of it, insurance, potential repairs at that price point.
Right.
You know, but my solution based on the question that you said, lender first, hey, hands down, good lender. No, great lender. And when I say great lender, it simply means great communication.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. It's just like anyone. A lender that takes the time and shares and educates and puts the buyer in a position to make a better decision on the front end. Well, if that buyer, let me tell you, I have 2 lenders for me that I've worked with literally since day one. One actually popped in about 3 years later, came in 2010, 2011. I love them the most because they are the best. Hands down, it just is what it is. But the lender that doesn't educate, and then that buyer starts asking you or me about lending questions when we're realtors, sorry. You and I promise you, we're already screwed a little bit. We're already behind the 8 ball. I know. I can answer those questions. I'm not a lender.
Yeah.
Privacy laws. Dude, I don't know what your credit score is. I don't know how much money you have in the bank. And you know what? I don't ask. That's not my job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that situation, here's what happens, in my opinion. If the lender does their job correctly on the front end, you and I will never have to take someone out on a $200,000 property that has problems and issues. We won't have to take them there because they'll already know it's not an option for them if they're educated properly. But think about it, man. 203B for FHA. Hey, 203K was real cool for a minute back in the day. You know?
Yeah.
The HUD properties, you know, the foreclosures in 2010, 2011. Man, there were some real cool creative opportunities at a much lower cost overall. To me, bad lender or lender that doesn't educate properly. Guess whose job's harder? Because if they're A and we're B, you think A or B is going to have the more difficult job in that case? B. You and me. And then, well, my lender didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that it is paramount. You know what I'm going to say? I think it's non-negotiable that a lender conversation with a buyer, and maybe you and maybe all of us at the same. I don't know how that works. Or it should. It didn't happen regularly in my experience. You got to assemble the proper team that knows how to communicate. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, man. I promise. Because we know the commissions are typically higher, the price points are higher, you know, all of that. I'm going to use $5,000. If it was a $5,000 commission, and you spent 45 hours on that
Mm-hmm.
because you had to answer questions that the inspector didn't give you and that the lender, we showed 8 additional properties that weren't even necessary because they were never going to buy that home.
Mm-hmm.
It's loose on the front end, and then let's just go.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say one thing. This is funny. 2010, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
One of my most amazing clients ever. We viewed 65 homes before they moved in.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it doesn't happen since 2020 because there's not that many, and they were all going so quick. Let me tell you something, 2010-ish, 11,
Mm-hmm.
12 even, maybe even up to, no, it wasn't quite 14. It was not uncommon for me to show 30, 40, 50, 60 properties to one person.
Mm.
What?
It's crazy.
It
Yeah.
is crazy. So
You can't make money doing that.
well,
You can't.
no, you
right. Spend so much gas and time and.
But you see, many people they don't account for that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
But it adds up.
Sure, it does. So if you want to look at the real deal, yeah, man, I think it makes sense to me at least. Communication, man, figure it out on the front. Align yourself with a team because you can't do it all. I can't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
The lender can only do so much, but I don't know. There's some disconnects. So for me, almost 2 decades. You bet, man. I've got most of my people.
Mm-hmm.
When those, and they're very rare right now for me. I'm not doing a lot in real estate, but I haven't for the past couple of years. But anyway, you got to assemble that team, and then you got to be able to rely on those people.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, it makes it tough.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, before we wrap up, what is one smart move real estate professionals or consumers can make right now?
Wow. Okay. All right. Say that again. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What's one smart move that real estate professionals or consumers can make right now?
Wow. Okay.
With the way the market is and everything, what's something that they can do to be smart, about these decisions right now?
One word comes to mind for the homeowners or the potential sellers. For the sellers, for me, hold.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I mean, you don't know.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, you don't know all the,
apples,
for the average person in the average situation right now.
Yeah, I would say for me, for sellers, I feel like it's still hold. Interest rates high. If a seller is planning on moving, whether they're moving up or moving down, and I think you would agree with me here, for the last, let's just call it 3 years, maybe it's been longer, but for 3 years for sure, looking at the scenarios, and I've passed in 3 years. I know I've passed on 5 or 6 listings. It just because when we look at everything, and someone wants to move, if they need to move, that's a different story.
Yeah.
If they want to move, easy numbers here. You go from 3,000 square feet on a third of an acre to 1,800 square feet on a 60 by 120 for the same amount of money, depending on when you bought. But yeah, for me, a smart move. Yeah, we think move, let's move.
Yeah,
I think the move still. I'm not a finance guy. I don't watch those type of markets, but watching real estate itself. Stay where you're at, man, for now. To me.
Yeah.
For a buyer, the smart move. Dang. Okay. Let's call it 400,000. Let's call it FHA, 3.5% down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what you got. You know that's a reasonable scenario in this market. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so 400 grand, 3.5% down FHA. I think a smart move would be either A, paying for with your lender because they educated you on you know the benefits.
Yeah.
Buy that rate down one time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right? Whether it's $1,400 or $8,700, if someone presented that to me
Mm-hmm.
and said, "Hey, if you got $5,000," and I don't know the numbers, so anyway, if you
Yeah.
got $5,000 to buy down a rate, and that saves you $87,000 over the life of a 23-year loan because you've been educated as well that on that 30 you make one extra payment a year and it reduces that by 7
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. At least.
I
Yeah.
bet most lenders still don't even present that. Hey man, let's
Mm-mm.
get you qualified. Let's get you in. You got money. Where'd it come from? You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
checks and balances. But I think in my mind, if you're going to buy and you're going to set yourself up, heck, wait 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at these rates, you
Mm-hmm.
know, 5.875 is really not much better than 6.375 or 6.5.
Yeah.
Regardless of where they end up falling right now, but
Mm-hmm.
looking at this scenario to maximize efficiency, payments, overall comfortability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's not looking at homes. I think it's really looking at the financial aspect of it. Because if you're going to make that decision, what makes the most sense, man?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Anything else? Sage words of advice?
Hey, you tell me. I'm over here just babbling, man. I hope it's been helpful.
Yeah, I think it's been good.
Good. So,
Yeah.
Dang, I don't know. Let me think. Oh, okay. I got one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell on myself here. Advice. Work that CRM, man.
Mm-hmm.
I swear. Work. Even if you don't work your contacts,
Mm-hmm.
man, make sure that database is complete.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the names and numbers and email addresses
And you got a backup somewhere.
yeah, for sure, man.
Don't just load it in your broker system and not have some kind of backup somewhere.
For real, you got to export that stuff.
Hey, all my new contacts go into a Gmail contact list that's imports into the CRM, but everything is in my Gmail account. All those contacts are mine, and then whatever systems I'm using may feed into, but that I still have at least that,
That is paramount.
It is, that's your book of business right there. If you don't pay attention to it and take care of it, then you don't know how to get a hold of these people.
So just be real here.
Yeah,
okay?
That's good advice.
I was a rookie of the year. I was a founders award. I've been a director of residential over 20 plus agents. I've been able to achieve a lot and help a lot, and under my mentorship, I've been able to help crown 3 other rookies of the year.
That's awesome.
After just hanging and chatting and anyway, just helping people, and that at the end of the day, having those abilities and having a lot of highs and a lot of lows. As I fast forward at 18 years, I'm gonna say that at year 16. So let's call it for the past 2.5 years now. We're halfway through, or is that right?
Yeah.
16, 17, or no, hang on. What did I say? 24 or 23? After 50. Anyway, my business now,
Mm-hmm.
it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know why?
Why?
Because I never followed up with my people.
Yeah.
I never
Did the thank you
kept
cards,
I
happy
didn't-
birthdays,
I didn't, you know.
1 year anniversary at the house, none of it. Yeah.
I literally, and you know what? Whether I'm proud of it or not doesn't matter. It's just how I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. From a sustainability perspective,
Mm-hmm.
all good things come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
I had a heck of a ride, and I've had a heck of a ride for almost 2 decades. But you know what? It went like any other bell curve. You know, I stayed up, and as it comes back down,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the one thing that gets us all
Mm-hmm.
is exactly how we started this meeting here in this little chat.
Yeah.
You know what the word is?
What?
Communication.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Come
it.
on, man.
It's paramount. I mean, especially as as a real estate agent, having to communicate those dates and times, and depending on if it's a newer home buyer or it's been a long time since they bought a house, you can drop those pieces of communication and they're feeling nervous or on edge, and you just don't know what they're thinking in their head. So I try to over communicate when I can. I'm telling them 2 or 3 times what earnest money is, option money is, what does it all mean, just so they know, like, you got to hear things 2 or 3 times before it sticks. So you got to over communicate that. And I just heard this the other day, yesterday, I think, that you have to remind people like every 16 days what you do for a living when you're in these types of careers, right? Sales and insurance.
You got to say that again for me and for how many? Okay.
You got to remind people every 16 days what you do. 16 days.
That's the number now?
Yeah, because they're going to forget. There's so many realtors or whatever out there. If you're not on their mind when their kid or friend says, hey, do you know a realtor? Then you got to be the first one. Because the competition's tough.
What you said, because I got off of most social media a year or 2 ago, actually about a year ago, and you bet you think out of sight, out of mind is not a big player.
It is.
You wrong, man.
Yeah.
Because it is when you drop off the face.
Mm-hmm.
And
people are like, I don't know where Tommy is, but I've been seeing Brandy on my feed, so I'm gonna go to her. Hey.
And that is the difference. So, hustler mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it makes a lot of sense. I'm living proof that you can have a lot of success overall in real estate.
Yeah.
A bunch of different aspects.
Mm-hmm.
And in today's world, you think it's gone tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It can be.
You bet,
yeah. It's hard.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's not.
That's
not always loyalty with realtors either. Like if you just because you help them buy and sell a home before, that you may not be their default option. If they haven't seen or heard from you in 2 or 3 years, then whoever they've been seeing on the TikToks and the LinkedIn and all that, or getting mail campaigns, whoever's on their mind, that's who they're going to call.
It's happened. I lost business.
Yeah.
I used to get butthurt about it because I was like, why didn't they call me? Well, I never called them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll call myself a veteran. After this much time,
mm-hmm.
when I see something like that happens,
mm-hmm.
you know what I say? My fault.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, that's what I do too. I was like, dang, that was my fault. I didn't let them know what I did.
Yeah. Call me? No,
mm-hmm.
man, it doesn't work like that. Come on.
I was like, one of the first few things they told us at the Champions School of Real Estate was you can't be a secret agent.
No, you
can't be a secret agent. They're like, how many of you have posted that you're working on your real estate license already? And like 2 people in the whole class raised their hand. He's like, you're already behind the curve. He's like, people are excited to see you're doing something new. They, your friends and your close friends and family want to support you. You never know. They may be one of the first ones to be like, oh, I want to sell my house. Like, I want to help you out, And if you're not putting it out there, you're not going to get those first few referrals because they don't know. And sure enough, I posted like that day or that night that I was in school, and got so much engagement, congratulations, and all that. Yeah, so it's true. You can't be a secret agent.
That's the difference, man. No fear. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, because
it's uncomfortable.
What's anybody ever going to say? Like, if you're telling them you're doing that, I mean, nobody's going to come and be like, "Oh, that's horrible idea." Everybody's going to be happy and excited for you.
Sure,
so it's important to get out there and talk about those new strengths and everything. So, yeah. I love it.
Cool. What else?
All right, Tommy, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your insight and perspective. I really appreciate your time and the experience you brought to this conversation. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Smart Move. I'm Brandy Rose July, your realtor and financial educator, and I believe smart real estate decisions can open doors, create opportunity, and help people build a stronger future, including the opportunity to create generational wealth. If this episode was helpful, be sure to subscribe, share it with someone that would enjoy it, and reach out if I can help you make the next smart move in North Texas. I'll see you next time on The Smart Move.